Hello everyone, Michael here, part-time gamer, full-time dad with another World of Warcraft Too Long Didn't Read guide. If you like these guides, get subscribed and turn on notifications so you don't miss any in the future. Quick aside, this is my personal recommendations and a basic starting point if you're new to the class or just need a refresher. As well, this guide will assume no legendaries and an artifact weapon up to Concordance level 1. With that being said, let's get on with the Retribution Paladin. First up, as a Retribution Paladin, your secondary stat priorities will change depending on your gear. This is one of the classes that it's hard to just generalize, however a good start off is Mastery and Haste pretty much equal out front, then Critical Strike and Versatility again kinda equal. This is really simplified. Ret Paladins do require simming, but this should do fine for beginners, and since we're not looking to min-max. Following the above priority, your gems will be the plus 200 Masterful Argillite gems in all of your sockets. Your enchants will be the Mark of the Hidden Satire on your neck for the Shadowbolt proc, Binding of Strength on your cloak, and Binding of Mastery on your rings. Your consumables should be the Flask of the Countless Armies for the strength increase, the Potion of the Old War for the proc chance, and the Lavish Suramar Feast for the strength increase. Provided you're in a situation where you can utilize a feast, that is. If no feast, the Nightborn Delicacy Platter is your best bet. For Ret Paladins, again your relics can get complicated. To keep it really simple though, Wrath of the Ashbringer, High Lord's Judgment, Deliver the Justice, and Righteous Verdict are the best options in that order. Only if the eye level was a big jump, say 10 or more, would you think about replacing those. Now onto the meat and potatoes of it all, the talents. So at level 15 it's going to be Final Verdict. Templar's Verdict will be a big part of your damage, and making it more is the best in all situations. For level 30 it's Greater Judgment. The tier 21 two-piece makes this even better. Zeal is very close if not equal on single target, but Greater Judgment is passive so it's easier to manage. For level 45 it's up to you, since this is a crowd control role. I roll Fist of Justice. For level 60 it's Blade of Wrath. This is simply the strongest ability in the row currently. However, if there is mass AoE and no tier 21 two-piece, Divine Hammer can pull ahead. For level 75 you're probably best off with Eye for an Eye. This is a survivability row and Eye for an Eye acts like a defensive but doesn't require holy power. For level 90 it's also up to you. Divine Intervention is good if you take a lot of burst damage and there's a potential you might die. For high mobility fights you're going to get Cavalier, and if no Holy or Prot Paladin, Judgment of Light can certainly help out the raid with all of the healing. And finally, level 100 should be Crusade. The damage stack on this is just too high to ignore. It pulls ahead in all scenarios. So that's the talents. Now you're probably asking, how do I play the Retribution Paladin? Well, let's review, shall we? So the core of the Ret Paladin rotation is trying to do as much damage during your judgment window as you can. So with that said, you generate holy power while there's no debuff on your target and spend it while the target is debuffed. Pretty straightforward. To go into more depth, you're going to use Crusader Strike and Blade of Justice in order to generate your holy power, making sure of a couple of little things. Always have at least one charge of Crusader Strike rolling, and never generate more holy power when you're at max. Or at least try your hardest not to. Once at 5 holy power, you judge the target and Templar's Verdict to spend your holy power. You will most certainly run out of holy power in your judgment window, so try your best to generate more and spend it before the debuff falls off. Again, you're trying to maximize the amount of damage you do during your judgment window. If judgment still has a couple globals left on its cooldown, you should Templar's Verdict to avoid capping your holy power. With that basic rotation out of the way, Wake of Ashes, your artifact ability, will play a big role as it instantly generates 5 holy power. Use this right before a judgment for maximum effect and as close to, if not on cooldown as you can. The only major cooldown the Ret Paladins have for damage is Avenging Wrath, more commonly referred to as Wings. If you chose Crusade as your tier 7 talent, it replaces this. Basically, you just want to use this as many times throughout the fight as you can. I would say it's best used right before a judgment as well, with full holy power in order to gain the most damage. Other abilities worth note that should most likely be on your bar are Hammer of Justice, a stun, Divine Shield, a total immunity that will save your life more than you're going to want to admit, Lay on Hands, a full heal that again will also save your life more times than you want to admit, Shield of Vengeance, which is a defensive cooldown that absorbs damage and reflects it back, Divine Steed, which is your only mobility ability, Rebuke, which is your interrupt, Divine Storm, which will replace Templar's Verdict in AoE situations, and both Kings and Wisdom Blessings to put on tanks and healers. And finally, Blessings of Freedom and Protection can be an added utility. So with that, we're done. This one was short and sweet. Hit that like button if you liked the video and leave a comment down below letting me know what you think. If you're not subbed, it really only takes a second. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.